From Argonavis was first announced as a spin-off franchise to Bang Dream on May 12, 2018. Although it never reached the massive popularity of Bang Dream, Argonavis still developed its own devoted and mostly separate fanbase for good reason, as the franchise boasts a lot of unique bands with great original and cover songs. Speaking of cover songs, maybe the best way to have these seemingly opposing series go head-to-head is with a cover song battle, considering that since they're owned by the same company, both franchises have covered a lot of the same songs. Let's go through each of these covers and find out which band has the best renditions. Okay, I'm sorry, but why does Argonavis have the strangest band names? Like, besides like Argonavis and Fujin Rising, I don't know how to say any of the names. So I'm sorry if I pronounce them wrong in this video. Both Reza Sulin and Phantom Iris seem like perfect choices for 1/3 no Junjo Nakanjo, as they're both skilled at power ballads. Layer's vocals carry Reza Sulin's cover with her heartfelt belting, and the combination of electronic and hard rock instrumentals also complement the unique composition of the original. Phantom Iris's cover has similar strengths to Reza Sulin's version, with amazing vocals from Felix and 80s sounding backing tracks, but it just doesn't have the same punch as RAS's cover. Reza Sulin takes the first win for 1/3 no Junjo Nakanjo. Aiwa Shiori has such a sweet and calming vibe to it, just from the title alone. Both Afterglow and Argonavis do a great job of capturing this nostalgic feeling, and I really enjoyed listening to both of their covers. I think the deciding factor ended up being the vocals, as Rain's performance had a more sincere quality to it that just made my heart happy. Afterglow gets the point for the cover of Aiwa Shiori. Reza Sulin, as they usually do, brings a lot of power to their cover of Core Pride. The heavy metal and electronic mix of instrumentals sound awesome, and the song is carried to another level by Chuchu and Layer's energetic vocal performances. Gyroxia also has some really great guitar and drum parts, as well as some angsty vocals from Nayuta. In the end, I felt that Reza Sulin just took the song a step higher than Gyroxia, and you can feel this most in the chorus, with Arias' version feeling much more impactful. Reza Sulin earns victory for Core Pride. From the outset, Rosalia and Layer are a tough pair to beat. Rosalia's backing track for their cover of Downton sounds beautiful with tons of complex and intertwined instrumental parts. Of course, Yukina and Layer provide impressive vocal performances together that convey the sad elegance of the song. Gyroxia's cover of Downton starts out strong with an exciting build-up from the guitar and drums, but it doesn't do anything particularly special from beyond that point. Rosalia and Layer work together to claim the win for Downton. Go is a great choice for Afterglow to cover, and their punk rock sound lends itself for an amazing rendition of this song. Their cover features a duet between Ran and Kokoro, and their different styles of vocal performance bounce off of each other really well. Argonavis' cover of this song is a little less remarkable, still having some fun vocal and instrumental performances, but not matching the heart-pounding energy of Afterglow and Kokoro. Afterglow takes the win for Go. Goodbye Sangan is able to incorporate a distressed mood while still being a very lively song, and both groups provide unique renditions of this unique composition. I've always loved Ran and Kasumi as a vocal pair, and their performances are my favorite part of Afterglow's track. At the same time, I also think Haruka is a very talented singer, and because I found the backing track of his rendition to be more fun, his cover ended up being superior overall. Epsilon Phi wins the battle for Goodbye Sangan. Inferno is a song that involves a lot of loud guitars and belting, so Afterglow killed it with their cover. Even in its quieter parts, the energy in their cover never dies, and the build-up of the earlier verses really pays off in the roaring chorus. The members of Gyroxia also rock out for the instrumentals of this track, but Nayuta's vocals are a little disappointing. He goes for a more whistle tone sound instead of belting the high notes, which I think could have paid off if he started off quieter and then gave it his all for the last notes of the song. Unfortunately, he never really goes for it, and so Gyroxia loses to Afterglow for Inferno. I guess I'll just get this out of the way. I have no strong feelings, positive or negative, towards Afterglow's cover of Karma. Ran sang good, the girls played good. It's good, and I like listening to it. I guess because of this, Argonavis' rendition of the song was able to stand out a lot more. Ren and Nayuta are a great vocal team and provide a lot of energy to this cover. I also just like their key for the song more. It somehow elevates the emotion overall. With that, Argonavis and Nayuta claim victory for Karma. Poppin' Party really popped off with this cover. Kasumi is shredding the vocals, Tae is shredding the guitar. It's all around a fun listen that has a lot of spunk to it. Admittedly, for Argonavis' version of this song, I could only find an acoustic cover from one of their live concerts, so while it does still sound good and it's funny to listen to the fanboys shout out the lyrics, it just doesn't hit as hard as Poppin' Party's version. Poppin' Party rocks their way to victory for Kimi janakya Dame Mitai. I'm not a hardcore Rosalia fan, but their cover of King helps me understand why some people worship them as the greatest band in Bang Dream. Sayo's heavy metal guitar is the highlight of this song for me, and the other musicians also get to add their own special touches like Lisa's slapping bass, Akko's speedy drums, and Rinko's creepy harpsichord. Yukina's powerful vocals are the cherry on top of this amazing cover. Also, Epsilon Phi covered this song. It was kind of weird. There's something about the instrumentals that just felt depressing. It was like they were thrown together in an hour, and while Shu is trying his best to belt out those insanely high notes, the backing track isn't doing him any favors. Rosalia takes the crown for the King cover battle. From its announcement, many people commented that Hello Happy World was a unique choice to cover the melancholic and subdued song Kuchisuke Diamond. They shifted the key up and added some bombastic instrumentals to give the song a more hopeful feel. The chorus does make a case for this track as it provides a uniquely fun spin on the original, but I just think the attempt at a livelier sound contrasts with the structure of this song. Argonavis has always been good at making sentimental songs that still have a lot of energy to them though, and their cover of Kuchisuke Diamond is one of my favorites of their discography. Ren's ability to sing with soft emotion as well as belt powerfully makes for amazing vocals, and the instrumentals still carry a rock and roll vibe to them without being overwhelming. Argonavis wins the battle for Kuchisuke Diamond. For Kyran Hey Kids, Raise a Solon brings their classic chaotic energy. Their cover features spunky rap solos from Chuchu and powerful vocals from Layer, as well as lively guitar playing from Roka. Similarly, Gyroxia gives their cover a rebellious punk rock edge that I ended up really enjoying. While Layer did have some great low notes at the chorus, she felt surprisingly restrained compared to Nayuta's scratchy performance. Overall, Gyroxia did a better job of capturing the maddening love of the song, and so they win the Kyran Hey Kids cover battle. I found that both Morphonica and Argonavis' covers of Melissa were pretty similar, and I liked them almost equally. Morphonica has a lot of pretty harmonies from Mashiro, and Rui's violin solos sound beautiful. Argonavis also has some great vocals from Ren, and Ryo's piano playing is very nice to listen to. This may just be my violinist bias talking, but Morphonica's cover just had a more elegant vibe to it that made it stand out, so they win the comparison for Melissa. I like listening to cool girls belt high notes and pound on drums as much as the next person, and Afterglow's cover of Ready Steady Go certainly delivered in this aspect. The band keeps an impressively high energy for the entire track, and it's perfect to get your heart pumping. Argonavis' cover, on the other hand, sounds oddly tired. Despite their similar names, Ren does usually have softer vocals than Ran, so maybe this song just wasn't a good fit for him. At the same time though, there's this one instrument that kind of sounds like the banjo setting on a digital keyboard. Whose choice was that? Something about Argonavis' cover just wasn't meant to be, and so Afterglow gets the point for Ready Steady Go. If you're starting a Japanese music franchise, you're probably going to cover Rocky at some point, and countless groups have tried to bring a unique take to this iconic song. Afterglow follows the traditional route and brings their punk rock sound to the track, with plenty of wah-wah guitar and thick bass. Ren and Mocha duet on this song, and they're a fun pair as always that fit the comedic back and forth of the lyrics. Epsilon Phi has a similar rock sound to Afterglow, but they put an electronic spin on it that elevates the hype factor of the track a lot in my opinion. Shu and Haruka are even more contrasted opposites than Ran and Mocha, as well as talented vocalists in their own respects. Because of that, I ended up enjoying Epsilon Phi's rendition more, and so they earned the win for Rocky. Senbon Sakura is another famous Vocaloid song that has seen its share of renditions. Poppin' Party gives the traditional Japanese composition a rock and roll flair with a flying keyboard organ part and hard-hitting guitar. The cover is pretty standard for the most part, but it really pays off at the chorus, as Kasumi gets a chance to show off the more powerful side of her normally cute vocals. Epsilon Phi's rendition is somewhat similar, but with a more electronic sound, replacing the organ for a sharp synth. Shu, being an unhinged psychopath, gives the vocals a more sinister sound that fits the surprisingly dark lyrics. Personally, I prefer Poppin' Party's passionate melancholy, and so they win the song cover battle for Senbon Sakura. Union sounds very much like an anime opening, with motivational lyrics and a rising chord progression for the chorus. Both Poppin' Party and Argonavis are great fits for this energetic rock song, and the instrumentals in each of their covers are super fun to listen to. For some reason, Kasumi's vocals just didn't feel as strong on this track though, and Ren does a better job of maintaining lively vocals throughout the song and really delivering on the climactic chorus. Argonavis races to victory with their cover of Union. Like I said in my Bang Dream vs D4DJ cover song battle video, which you should totally check out after this video, Unravel is not only an unsettling composition but a very difficult one to perform. Morphonica's cover feels much more tragic, like quietly succumbing to the darkness, to put it in the most edgelord way possible. Meanwhile, Epsilon Phi's rendition goes full Joker mode and revels in the madness, as you'd probably expect with Shu singing the vocals. Speaking of, his vocal performance is amazing and terrifying, and the way that he 100% commits to it helps sell me on the insanity of Unravel rather than feeling overdramatic. I'd better give the win for Unravel to Epsilon Phi because I'm afraid of what Shu would do to me if I didn't. Vampire is a pretty creepy love song that I was surprised Poppin' Party covered, but they actually did a good job with this track. Kasumi manages the extremely high notes well and sounds mischievously cute, with the energetic instrumentals further adding to this mood. Epsilon Phi gives their cover of the song a lot more bite, because vampires, the instrumentals veer into heavy metal territory, and Shu's high notes somehow feel infinitely more unnerving. In some ways, their vibes are so different that I think it more so comes down to personal preference rather than which one is technically better, but I ended up preferring Epsilon Phi's darker version. Epsilon Phi gets the last victory with Vampire. We've reached the conclusion of the cover song competition. Both groups fought tirelessly for 19 rounds, and Team Argonavis claimed 8 wins while Team Bang Dream claimed 11 wins. Bang Dream emerged the overall victor by by a few points, but I really do feel that both franchises are on similar levels musically. If anything, sometimes there were only live performance versions of the Argonavis covers, or they just felt cheaply produced in general, so they did especially well even with these setbacks. In the end, every one of these brands deserves love, and I don't think one franchise should be neglected for the other. I hope you guys had fun with this battle of the bands, and feel free to let me know if you agree or disagree with some of my picks. Also, make sure to check out my Bang Dream vs D4DJ song battle if you want to hear more of my enlightened musical opinions. I'll see you all next time. Bye!